Joey's really good. I feel like Nick's a mutant. Like Joey's a really good player. You feel very good about him going the top 5. When he's on the field, he's been fantastic. Nick is on a different level. Nick's stance that he's got going now, and he's always had it. I feel like it's even getting, he's personalizing a little bit. This sprinter stance that it feels like every time the ball is snapped, he's got a chance to just wreck shop. And he had his ninth sack tonight, 9.5 sacks. At the end of the game on multiple drives, he was all over fucking Herbert. I mean, one play, he had a 360 on the final drive. I guess it wasn't technically the final drive, but then Kyle did a quick 3-and-out field goal.
You're talking about the end zone, the Chargers end zone drive where they were in there.
Yeah, he did this 360 on the tackle, and luckily the guard came to help and clipped him, or he would have killed Herbert. He just looks, he's everything you want when you draft a guy really high and you want to build your defense around the guy. And I also think he took some shit last year because, I don't think he quite played at his level. He just got paid. I think by the end of the season, he said he felt pressure to live up to the hype. And by the end of the season, remember, Fred was awesome. I remember the Packer game and the Cowboy game in the playoffs. Like, Fred Warner was everything you'd want out of a star linebacker. He's dominated this year. And he was, like, when Greenlaw got thrown out of the game, and I despise throwing an athlete out of a game.
I didn't know they were throwing NFL guys out of games, John. I'll be honest with you.
It really bothers me.
I was stunned when they threw Dre Greenlaw out of that game.
I was as well. But I wasn't that worried because 54 makes every tackle. And there was a screenplay where he triggered so fast, even Collinsworth, like, best screen linebacker I've ever seen. Those two guys were kicking the shit out of everyone tonight.
4 quarterback hurries, 3 TFLs. I don't know if that counts on the. I think it was the second down play, the second or the third down play when Herbert was in his end zone at the end of the game. Bosa took Foster Sorrell, the right tackle, making his first career start at right tackle, just basically to the goalpost, to the base of the goalpost. And he never got to Herbert because he got I don't know if I'd have to see it. Maybe Sorrell kind of hugged him and took him with him. But he got off the ball so fast and just into his chest so fast. It is everything that every guy says they are in the spring is what Bosa actually is. When the spring starts and it's like, I'm back faster than ever. I'm in the best shape of my life.
Well, it's like fish only diet, no sodas, cut sugars, climbing Mount Everest. I'm ready.
No. And just most times it's, you're playing against a bunch of other guys, and they're also in the best shape of their life, quote unquote, and it all comes out in the wash. Not with Nick. He said he was better than he's been, faster than he's ever been, and I think that's the part with him, is he does look like he's better than he's ever been this year.
What about the end-around play they tried to get him on Chief style, and he grabbed him, and Collinsworth dropped that's why you lift all them weights, and he grabbed him, and then the other hand got him. Khalil had a play like that earlier in the game, too. I mean, those guys get their paws on you. But you see, like, if you just watch football, a lot of guys get the one hand, they slip out. Like, it's probably, you got to be a little stronger than even you think for the bigger guys. And they both grabbed them, whoof, and the guy stopped quick.
He sat down and was just holding on to him. There's nowhere for the guy to go. Just, okay, drag me like a sled. You're not going to be able to. But you're right. Fred was all over the place. When it's weird, right? I don't know that you usually think of defensive players as being on or off, even though of course they are, right? You can have a bad game with your eyes. You can start trying to do things outside of your role. You hear defensive coaches talk about that a lot, trying to make a play that isn't yours to make, and then you start pushing or pressing.
Well, it throws out the whole defense when you take out a gap. Like, it's all gap scheme, gap sound, right? So if I have a gap, you have a gap, the next guy has a gap. Well, if I think the guy's going in your gap and I come over there, then he cuts to my gap and he goes for 40. Like, that's my fault, even though it might look like it. Did you see how fast MIDDLEKAUFF was in that gap? No, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Or plays get made when you screw up,
It feels like Fred, at times, it's kind of been like that. Like, he's kind of – but right now, he is –
He had 3 PBUs tonight.
I saw that. He's playing at a very high level.
I feel
they
like
had some drops. I thought, the Chargers missed a couple third down plays early in the game, had a drop on a touchdown. They helped. The Chargers helped early. The Niners defense does tend to kind of get going. Playing from behind makes life a little more difficult for them.
There was the one play that it looked like he was throwing it to Hufunga's guy, but he was actually throwing it to the other guy, and he hit him, and they ended up, I think, holding him to a field goal on the drive.
They had a false start on that drive.
But that visual of like, I missed him. Oh my God, what? That play was crazy. I would say the 49ers safeties in coverage, are a little bit of a liability. Like they're not, that's the area the teams are attacking, right? Feels like those guys are usually chasing when you feel relatively close. Like their corners, unlike last year, are not getting smoke left and right. Now, tonight's a bad example. They're missing Mike Allen and Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
But those are not, Keenan Allen's not a downfield smoker. Mike, maybe.
No, but it just would have helped them. If those two guys are healthy, the ebb and flow of those two guys, it would have been a little bit of a problem tonight. Because the Niners came in, they just, they had a bye week kind of meh to them.
Yeah.
Bosa didn't, and Fred didn't.
Yeah.
Kyle did.